Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Power BI related tutorial by Team Slidescope. In this part, we are learning about creating home consoles and video game sales analysis dashboard. So in this dashboard, we have two reports. One where we are seeing information of video game sales along with their different gaming, images, and you can select from here like GameCube, Intellivision, Nintendo, whatever you will choose, you will see it is interactive. You can choose it on the basis of the developers or publisher name, okay? Or you can click this image and go back to the previous data where you can see generation wise sales. So for example, for Atari, they produce games in first generation, second generation, third generation, or at least the data set that we have. In this data set we have video games of these three generations. Then we have Magnavox, Mattel, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sega, Sony, right? We have these, and if you will just clear the filter, so you will see generation wise and year gap wise which were more popular games. For example, this game 117 million sales, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 going strong, and it is currently ongoing. So this is something that we are going to learn in this chapter, how to create a data set like this where we can see generation wise sales, apply simple filters, show gaming images that are already given in the data set, but how to display them and how to use these interactive filters. So let's get started. So the data set that we are going to use today in our project of data analysis is console data. It will be very much exciting for gaming fans, like classic gaming fans. Here you have console name, you have what type of console was it, company name, what generation was it, and its generation year. So you can see starting from 1972 to 2017 and ongoing, we have the data. Released year, obviously generation name. This is first, and this is just given as a label, this is given as a number. Discontinuation year, total number of units sold, remarks, and link to some GF or GIF file. Units sold is in millions, so this is one file. There is another file in the data, that is scrape data. So in this data you have image name, you have developer, publisher, unit sold in million, and this is system full name, this is game name. Okay, so we have this another data from where you can get information of what are the top 10 most sold video games franchises or video games so far. So that kind of information can be fetched from here. So we will load these two files in any tool, your favorite tool, and then start analyzing the data. So now we are going to open Power BI desktop. In Power BI desktop, we'll click on get data and connect the file. One of the files I've simply saved as Excel file and one as CSV. So first I will click text CSV. So I will connect the console data file, which is a smaller file, and this one as CSV. So you can see here everything is properly loaded. Let's load it. Next is we will open, so this is going to load console data. Next is we are going to open the scrape data file, which I have saved as Excel file. So I'm going to load that. Now in that Excel file, I have simply created a sheet called game sales, and that I am loading. Otherwise you can load the CSV file also, that you will get in the zip file from the Kaggle URL. So this particular file or these particular files are available here on this Kaggle URL. From here, when you will download both files. Now after connecting the data sets, we will create, and first of all we'll prepare the simple canvas layout. So for our canvas, we are going to select some kind of background, and I will just use a dark background for this, and I will just use transparency like this. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is add some text box like what we are going to do, and we are simply doing video games sales analysis here, or video games popularity analysis. So we will just copy home consoles and video game sales. So we will just do that and align it to align it like this, or expand it like this, align it to center. Let's use 28 font size, press bold. So this is going to be our title. I will simply use this font size and go to effects and disable background. So this way we will have our title ready. For our title, if we want, we can go to effects and enable a visual border and select some visual border like this. So this is optional, but you can do. And now next thing that I'm going to do is, let's introduce one of the most played games character here. So I will insert image. I have some assets and we have our favorite Mario. So it's your choice whatever character you want to put here. I'm just putting Mario because like this was one of my favorite game growing up and people still play that. And here also we are going to effects and enable visual border, and this just representing that we are doing some games analysis. You can put Contra, Halo, whatever is your favorite character here. Now the idea is for these consoles, first we will consider these consoles, and you can see generation wise sales are given like first generation, second generation, and so on. And if you will see, for every one of them we have 9 generations, right, from 1 to 9. So we want to see for every gaming company, you know, which particular game has more sales or something like that. So it will be, this analysis will be based on generation wise games sales analysis, generation wise unit sold. So here first thing that we are going to do, let's put a slicer here because we want to see gaming franchise or gaming company wise analysis. Here after putting that, we will put name of the company as a filter first of all. So you can see we have company name here. We can keep it like this also, or we can simply go to slicer setting and select it as a tile. So you will have that information, and in tile you can actually reduce the size. So here we have Atari, Magnavox, etc, etc. We have values. We can increase the value size here, make it bold, and font padding I can reduce, and font color is something that we can choose accordingly. So let's select this color from here. So this is company name, and similarly for slicer header also we can choose some different kind of font and align. Obviously this cannot be aligned in center, but we can increase its size. Now idea is, when I will select this name, I want to filter data. Okay, now what data? So first we will create a simple stack column or clustered column chart, and let's create the clustered column chart here. So sorry, not here. Yeah, so let's create a clustered column chart here, and in this clustered column chart let's display first generation. Okay, so for example, if I go here in x-axis and I put the console name. Okay, so here you can see we have console name, this is type, and this is company name. Okay, on the basis of type also we can give the filter. For example, if we simply copy this and here we just reduce this to type. So in type we have home. Okay, so we only have home consoles here, so nothing else. So there is no need to put anything else. Otherwise, if any other type was given, we could have used it as a filter. Now in this console name, we are going to apply a visual filter, and filter of this visual will be generation. Okay, and we will select only first generation. So this is first generation, and it will bring all the console names. And on y-axis, we are going to bring something that is numerical, that is units sold. Okay, so you can see this is sum of units sold in millions. Okay, so we will simply rename for this visual as units sold in million by console name. So if we select Atari, you can see home Pong is the game or console, then Magnavox Matter. So for many of them we don't have anything here, right? So this will show you the importance of this company. So this is first generation. Okay, we can reduce its width because we have to put a lot of them. So we will just uh, write it like first gen sales. Okay, something like that. And let's choose the heading like this, make it bold, something like this. Okay, so this is first generation sales. Now since we want to display other information with this also, like in first generation what was the generation year, etc., so we are going to create a simple card visual here also, which we mostly use for KPIs. And in this card visual I'm going to put generation years. And here first of all I'm going to call out value and select only 25. It is also more, so I will select as 20. Okay, first generation sales. Category label I will just disable, and for call out value I'll select this. Now this is year from 1972 to 1978, but here we don't have any filters, so for this we will apply filter. Okay, and that is going to be generation. So here we will select first. Now this is first generation sales. Similarly, let's create another copy and let's put it on this side. Here we are going to select the generation 2. Okay, the generation is first generation, we will just select generation 2. In generation 2 we had more number of games, we had 3 games, and here also we are going to do that. Obviously there are better ways to do that, but this way, because we want to compare generation by generation sales information. Okay, so this is generation 2. Similarly, we'll copy it one more time. Let's see in generation 3 what were the more popular games. So here we will go in filter and select generation 3, and this is going to show more games, right? And here also we are going to do the same thing. So I will repeat this for others. Here also I am going to select generation is 3, not 2. Okay, and this way you are seeing the years also. And important thing is when we will use them as filters, so you will see if for that particular console or company we did not have any sales, it will show blank. For Atari we have it since 1972. For Magnavox also we had it only in 1972 and 78. Then you can see this one was in 78 to 82 and so on. So others will come later. So this is how we are just preparing it. Let me continue the same for other generations. So because we have to fit 9 of them, so I'm just making some space here. So you can see now we have fit 7 or 9 of them. So now 8th and 9. Obviously there are a lot of ways to perform this kind of analysis. I'm just doing it in a way that I saw somewhere. So 7, this is going to be 8. So remember we have to change these titles also, and the purpose is in which particular generation year, or in which particular for which particular generation was the sales more. Okay, so this is 8 and this is 9. Okay, and now we can simply copy the year information as well accordingly. So let me do that after pausing once again. So now we have applied filters on all of them, and this is information. Now here you can see, for example, we can see PlayStation 2. Okay, it is over 150 millions, you can see, and this is in 6th generation. In 9th generation says Nintendo Switch goes over 138. Okay, in early parts you can see they are only 0.3, 0.30, etc. But later you can see Nintendo PlayStation 5 is also going good. Xbox Series is also there. It's a console sales dashboard, so we can save the dashboard as console sales as well. And just to make it interesting, what we can do, we can go to General tab, Effects. We can disable the background. We can go to Visual Settings because we are using a dark color, so we can select something here like this. Okay, and in X-axis also we have color, so we can select color which can be easily read on the dark background. Similarly for Y-axis also we have values that can be easily read. So this is something, and obviously title is not visible because it is almost the same color, so we can select a title which is properly visible as well. So this is one way of displaying. And finally what we can do, we can simply go to General tab, Effects, and we can enable some visual border over here. For visual border also we are going to set the same color, and border width is going to be very small. What if we simply copy this format painter and apply, right? So it's not like we have to do it similarly in case of all of them. We can simply apply. So this is one way of displaying data, and kind of looks better than what we were doing. To me, if if you want to display it in a more, classic way, you can apply that. Now this is console sales dashboard. We will duplicate that, and here we will have the game sales dashboard. Okay, so here we will have game sales dashboard. For this we will have different sort of things. So first thing, for this we are going to select the game sales, and instead of company we are going to select the developer name. We have a lot of developers here, so we will go with slicer settings and select drop down. So obviously we will have this type of information. So for this we are going to go with different type of layout. So we will get rid of these visuals and just put developer filter over here because there are a lot of them, right? So this is important. And here we will simply show the information of game name and their sales. So we have developer, we have publisher, we can put those kind of filters over here. So this is developer, this is publisher. Okay, obviously these two charts are not related at all. So what we have to do here is we have to select the game name because this is a game sales dashboard for us, right? And luckily in the data set we have the game images also. So how to display that? So first of all, whenever an image URL is given, so let's see vgcharts.com. So here you can see image URL is given, and first you have to change its data category to image URL. Okay, and these images can only be seen in charts like a table chart or a matrix chart. For example, if it is a matrix chart, right? So in rows, if you will add a game name, and along with your game name, if you add the image URL, okay, so you will see the image URL, or you can add it here also. For example, for this you can see For this also you can see, so it can be like this, or we can just remove this, and now we can select image wise. Then you have to go here and you will have your image size. So in the settings, from where you can increase the image size. Okay, this is one way of displaying the game image, so you can do that. This will also be visible in a simple table chart where you can put the game name and your game image together, and then you can show their sales also, like total number of units sold, and we can do some sorting. Okay, for example, if we click here, you can see as per the games in Wii Sports we have most number of sales, then Mario Kart Deluxe, etc. And obviously release year, from release year we have year, so we will just drag that, so in which year was it released. Okay, and here we have the system full information. Now we can increase the header size. For example, from here we can increase the header size. This is values and this is header. So this way we can use more area here, and let's drag it like that. Here also, if you want, for example, you can go there and in grid, also in style preset we have default or none. Okay, and we have general effects where we can disable the background. Now we can go and select colors accordingly. For example, for values, let's say we are going to select this color. Okay, for alternative text color we are going to select another, let's say this one. Okay, this is header, so for column headers let's select another light color, so this, and let's make it bold so that we are sure that it's header. These are totals. Okay, for totals also you can select something that is properly visible, so this is total value. So now you will see game image, and you can filter it also. Here also let's select the font color as this. Okay, slicer header color as this once again, and general, remove background. Let's copy the same formatting here. Now this is developer is all. Let's say we select overflow. So for different developers, let's say two Excel games, so whatever games they have developed or whatever systems they have developed, you can do that. Let's say we want to do it system wise also, so we want to give system wise filter as well. So here we have system full, so let's remove it and let's give system. For example, we want to see for Atari, what are the games, when were they released, Nintendo. Okay, Nintendo 64, Nintendo Entertainment. So this will be your hands-on filter to do that. So you can do it developer wise, publisher wise, and you are seeing all image URLs. Okay, now suppose we want to link these two files together. So for that, or link these two dashboards together, for that we will first of all insert images. So insert image, that we are going to use as navigation button. I have created these two images or got it from Canva. So first image is this and second is this. So let's, here I will introduce the game image. Okay, so when you will click on this game image, you will go to game data, and when you will click on game sales, so here I'm going to insert console image. So if you will click on that, you will get to console data. So obviously we can provide some information that these are icons, and for them also in general effects we can enable some background, or we can enable a visual border. So a visual border, something that matches the theme. Here also you can do the same thing. And how to do that, click on this image, action on, type is back, I will say page navigation, page name is game sales. I will select this, I will click on this action on page navigation, sorry, page is console dashboard. Now let's try that. So first of all, you can publish your reports in Power BI if you have Power BI account, or you can set up report server. So I will open report server. So I have a detailed tutorial about report server and how to set up Power BI report server and how to publish your reports there. So I'm going to run the report server on my local host, and now you can see it is running, and here we will have the web portal URL, and I will click on it. It will open report. It is not opening because at this moment my port 80 is being used by Apache for MySQL. So let's remove that. And now you can see report server has started running and previous reports are there. So now first thing that we have to now do is we can click on file, save as Power BI report server. Now click OK. It is going to ask, so we are saving it as console sales. This saving console sales to the report server that I just displayed there. Here saving to report server is successful, and let's reload. Console sales is now up. You can see data is being fetched. We can view in full screen, and now you can see. So this is game sales. If you will select any one of them, you will see filter, wherever it applies. And so first of all, everything is interactive. Next, we use this as button. So this will take us to the second page, and here currently we are seeing Nintendo. If we select PlayStation, we'll be able to select all the games of PlayStation because images are being read from a URL. So like Gran Turismo, like one of my favorite games back then, Tekken 3. Like in India, I think this was one of the most popular games, particularly on those wooden gaming arcade gaming platforms. So everything is there, and when you will click back, you can go back to those reports. You can apply these filters. This is just, see, it is just game sales, etc., but it can be anything, right? It can be information of anything. What we have just done is we have just created different graphs here. In a tool like Tableau, you can put them in different columns and you can see the data in the same chart. So that is something you can do. It's your choice how you want to visualize it. But this is a simple tutorial explaining how to analyze data like this. Obviously, you guys will have better ideas. So try this and share your reports in the comment section so that other viewers can also see and get inspirations. If you like this video, please hit a like button, subscribe to our channel so that we can keep bringing more and more interesting and useful educational videos for you. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.